Hi there, friends. Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library. And Brill and I are here today because we are so excited to share this week's video with you, because this is actually a really special week. So it's the very last week of September, and yes, while that means that fall is just starting, which is my favorite time of year, that's not what we're excited about. We're excited because the last week of September is also Banned Books Week. And Banned Books Week is just this national annual event that is celebrating the freedom to read. It spotlights current and historical attempts to ban and censor books in the past, and like I said, the not so distant past. And basically this takes place in a lot of different libraries and schools across the country. And Banned Books Week brings together the whole bookish community. So we're talking about librarians, teachers, booksellers, publishers, authors, but most especially readers like you. Because we need books that incorporate everybody's different life experiences, right? Because reading builds empathy. And how are we going to know what our neighbor or someone else is feeling or experiencing if we can't understand them? Books build bridges. They build bridges and they build empathy. And that's what this week is all about. It's all about just discussing and delighting in this freedom to read and having access to all kinds of different books, not books that just celebrate one viewpoint or one religion or one race or one sexuality, but all of those things. Because when we're more of a vibrant and diverse reading collective, that's just more representative of who we are as a whole, right? So the theme for Banned Books Week this year is actually called Censorship Divides Us, Books Unite Us, which I think is perfect, especially with this social climate that we have right now. Because like I said, books build bridges. They help build bridges and they help build empathy, and these stories just connect us to each other. So I'm going to talk about a couple different books that have been banned in the past, and hopefully you'll find some of them interesting. If so, you can check them out, read them this week in celebration. Maybe they're ones you've already read before and you just didn't even know they were banned. But the first one I want to talk about is called The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. This might be one of my favorite Toni Morrison books. It's hard to narrow them down because they're all just absolutely fantastic. But The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison was deemed too sexually explicit. And it was also banned because in some cases people said that there was a socialist propaganda behind it, which kind of blew my mind because I would have never got that from this book. This book is actually about a young black girl who is obsessed with beauty, and she gets teased a lot at school because of her dark skin and dark hair, and she's just obsessed with this white narrative, this white idealization of beauty, which is pale skin, blue eyes, blonde hair, until this starts to like unravel her. And this book is just really about, well, delighting in yourself and learning to love yourself, but it's also about just the objectification of black women. It's really about the commercialization of beauty, what we think of as beauty. There's a lot of different things going on in this book, and it's a fantastic book. Like I said, it's one of my favorites by Toni Morrison. She's just absolutely fantastic writer, and phenomenal story, absolutely wonderful. And unfortunately, like I said, it has been banned many times. The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. So the next one is another what you might call a classic, which is Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck. Now, it's been banned for many different reasons across the board, but the ones I want to talk about today are actually because of the violence in it and because of its negative topic, which is mercy killing. And so I'm sure you've read this book or have heard of it. There's a movie based on it, and basically it's about these two brothers, and the one is mentally disabled, and basically the other brother has to ends up killing him out of kindness towards the end of the book. And it's a heart-wrenching story. Yes, it has violence in it. Yes, it's sad, but it's also just this amazing story. John Steinbeck is one of the, writers of America, his stories, right? My favorite book by him is actually personally The Grapes of Wrath, but this one is amazing as well. And it's very short too, so if you're looking to read a book this week that is short, you don't want to get into something that's too overwhelming, this is a good choice. And yeah, like I said, it's sad, it's depressing, but it also is very uplifting at times as well, and beautiful, Of Mice and Men. So I saved my favorite book for last because not only do I love this book, but it happens to be one of my favorite books of all time, and that is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I love this book. I love this book with all my heart. I've loved this book for so many years. I practically have it memorized. I love everything about it. Really all of F. Scott Fitzgerald's works, but this one in particular is just a phenomenal story. And it has been banned because of sexual content, even though the word sex doesn't appear in the book at all. There's a lot of drinking that goes on, but also mostly because it depicts a extramarital affair. And because of this extramarital affair, this book has been banned. The thought of this book being taken out of libraries or schools just breaks my heart into a million little pieces because, like I said, I love it. It's one of my favorite books ever. I can't imagine people not having access to this book. And there are a lot of people that don't like it, not for those reasons that we talked about for the banning, but just in terms of it being like an older book and thinking it's kind of boring. And everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but you can't formulate your own opinion if you can't read it. And you can't read it if it's pulled out of libraries and schools. So, The Great Gatsby, absolutely phenomenal book. In my opinion, I absolutely love it. Give it a try if you haven't. And if you haven't and you're looking to try it, this week is a great time to do so because of Banned Books Week. Well, thank you so much for watching, friends. I hope that this makes you start thinking a little bit about some of these books and about the freedom to read and all those other really awesome things. And we have these books all at the Farmington Community Library, so feel free to come in and pick them up at either branch at your convenience. Thanks so much, friends, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day.